And LinkedIn is based in the Silicon Valley, an area famous for its incubator programs that helped launch some of today's hottest technology companies. Mark New joins us live from Silicon Valley, where he just attended a demo day for one of the world's most influential startup accelerator programs. Mark.
Michelle, industry insiders consider the three most powerful and influential incubator programs to be Techstars, Y Combinator, and 500 Startups, which has nurtured such companies as Twilio, TaskRabbit, and Wildfire, which recently was purchased by Google for $350 million. But despite these success stories, concerns are growing that too many startups are receiving initial seed funding. So there are too many companies vying for the next round of funding, Series A, which hasn't grown at the same pace. The result, even fiercer competition for those ever-important angel round dollars. They take the stage with passion, humor,
and I am here today to tell you about Spanish-speaking women.
And a style that's sometimes unforgettable.
When you're in a room with 33 other companies trying to get the attention from press and from the investors, you should do something to stand out. And also, this actually does represent our brand.
Competition among startups is at an all-time high. The co-founder of AngelList, a website that helps raise funds for startups, says because so many startups in the past few years received initial seed funding, money for the next round, known as Series A, will be tighter.
People will bet on something that's new and interesting, it's a story, or they'll bet on something that's proven and has traction. What they don't want to bet on is something in between.
The co-founder of Taiwan startup QB says the insight she gained at 500 Startups is the best in the world.
How to improve your metrics. Yeah, that's very barely sharing experience back in Asia. That's the most important thing we learned from the Silicon Valley.
Around 30 of 500 Startups' latest graduates are pitching their products and business models, including Translate Abroad, an app which instantly translates Chinese characters into English.
We supported a few companies from the earlier classes, and they're doing really well. Some have raised Series A capital, so I believe that there'll be long-term companies. You see these brand names out in the press, out in the market in the years to come.
It's impressive how well polished they are, but as an investor, after you've seen hundreds and thousands of pitches, you do try to, get off the hype and let yourself really focus on the business itself.
Dave McClure, known in Silicon Valley as a super angel investor, co-founded 500 Startups.
If you're a venture capitalist looking for growth opportunities, I think you'd probably suggest that more opportunities exist outside the U.S.
500 Startups also just hired a representative to work in Beijing. McClure says he's very interested in the startup community in China, but that first he's going to work on understanding it better. And more than half of those startups are from outside of the United States. And by participating in 500 Startups, the companies get $50,000 in mentoring and support for 3 months. In return, 500 Startups gets a 5% equity stake in each company. Sounds like a good deal for everyone. But currently, there are around 600 applicants, which means you have about a 5% chance of getting in. Michelle.